faced by retirees in assessing their entitlements.
This committee finished its work and submitted a report. I have no doubt in my mind the pension industry in Nigeria will be better.
Minister of State for Defense emphasizes commitment to eradicate security threats in northwest Nigeria. And federal government set to synchronize vaccination campaign with neighboring countries to enhance efforts at disease prevention.
Collaboration with all your highnesses that are on the borders with Niger and with Chad to start planning for a campaign later in October.
Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 on Nta News24. I am Ogochkuka Ona and we are live in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu has expressed hope that this edition of the Forum of China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, will address the grey areas yet to make the relations more rewarding for both parties. The Nigerian leader and chairman ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government expressed the belief during his meeting with the Premier of China ahead of his first FOCAC participation in Beijing. State House correspondent Musbao Dan Wahab reports.
The Nigeria-China partnership is getting more bases to become comprehensively strategic in nature. Just a day after meeting with President Xi Jinping, President Bola Tinubu is yet again with the Premier of China, the holder of the highest administrative position in the government and head of a state council. Here, President Tinubu assumes his toga as ECOWAS chairman and equally speaking in the interest of the continent. He appreciates that the spirit of the FOCAC is based on mutual respect and partnership that will promote development, happiness, peace and stability of the African people.
We are in this journey together. We believe that we can share a very common denominator, which is investment and development, to ensure China and African relationship is encouraged.
President Tinubu also expressed satisfaction that the strategic partnership being promoted is accepted to both sides and hopes that this forum will yield more benefits for Africa.
Africa is a huge opportunity for economic development. As a great people are willing to partner for progress and development. What is lacking will be the focus of the FOCAC and the areas that we can collaborate to make the relationship mutually beneficial to all of us.
Chinese Premier Li Qiang was more specific on Nigeria-China relations as he said China stands ready to strengthen the alignment of development strategies with the largest African nation. Under the framework of high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, he emphasized that China would deepen cooperation with Nigeria in areas of infrastructure construction, finance, agriculture and fisheries, and expand cooperation in marine economy, clean energy, and digital economy. Li Qiang expressed China's willingness to import more quality products from Nigeria, increase bilateral people-to-people and cultural exchanges and cooperation, enhance coordination in multilateral fields, safeguard the common interest of the developing countries, and uphold international fairness and justice. From Beijing, Musbah and Wahab, Nta News.
Now, concerned by the hardship being faced by retirees in assessing their entitlements, the House of Representatives Committee on Pension is engaging pension administrators and other critical stakeholders to find a workable solution to the issue. National Assembly correspondent Issa Mohammed has details.
Appearing before the committee are pension fund administrators and other relevant stakeholders with a bid to understand their role, trust, and funding of the scheme for a better life of retirees.
There's supposed to be increment in pension payment to pensioners. What have you done to keep behind this policy? Or have you started implementing it? Or what are your plans towards implementing it? Since our inception, we have paid about 286,000 retirees benefits along the entire spectrum of benefit payout.
It is the accrued right that is the problem. Because if you don't pay the accrued right, it makes it near impossible for you to be able to pay the person his lump sum benefit, and for him also to choose the methodology that he wants to adopt.
Chairman of the committee, Hussein Muhammad Jallo, assured Nigerians that the National Assembly will reshape the scheme to restore the confidence of retirees in the pension policy.
By the time this committee finishes its work and submits a report, I have no doubt in my mind the pension industry in Nigeria will be better, will be more better than we met it before. And that will lead us into the amendment of the Pension Reform Act 2014. That has been in place, 2014, that has been in place for over 10 years. This committee has already started the process of amendment of the Act. And this engagement we are doing with the PFS and PFs will give us an in-depth knowledge about the operations of the PFS and PFCs that will guide us into the amendment of the 2014 Act.
The public hearing continues with other stakeholders. From the National Assembly, Issa Muhammad, Nta News.
The Minister of State for Defense, Mohammed Bello, has emphasized the federal government's unwavering commitment towards eradicating security threats in the northwest region. The minister gave the reassurance when he paid a walking visit to the governor of Sokoto State, Ahmad Aliyu Sokoto. The visit was a continuation of the federal government's ongoing efforts to restore peace and security across the region, with a particular focus on Sokoto State, which has faced significant challenges due to the activities of bandits and terrorists. Governor Aliyu of Sokoto State assures that his administration is committed to partnering with the federal government to secure the lives and property of every citizen in the state, adding that security cannot be achieved without the active cooperation and relevant information from the citizens. And still talking security matters, security experts on Good Morning Nigeria have suggested that intelligence gathering and holistic approach are keys to ending banditry in northwest Nigeria. Alika Opanachi Arua reports.
To curb the trend of banditry in northwest Nigeria, security experts on Good Morning Nigeria says it is time to declare war on terrorism to stop criminal activities if dialogue does not work.
These people have taken up arms. They are disorganizing our country. And if we don't act fast, there will be a more contiguous spiral impact on what is happening in the northwest there that may consume the whole of northern Nigeria.
The guests, however, observed that combating terrorism requires resolve and not rocket science, hence the need to identify the cause of each banditry crimes and address them one after the other.
It's an internal security operation, so police play the lead. They are the lead agency. So when I hear that the first thing we're thinking of is to bombard or to carry out military action, I'm saying, wait a minute, I know it has reached that stage, but it has reached that stage because we didn't do the preliminaries.
There are so many problems, people operating as silos, where intelligence is not, there's no fusion, the law enforcement are not together, you know. So, I mean, it has to be a total war, like he said. It has to be holistic. You have to carry the citizens very well. It's not just use the kinetic, you go back. What happens to the citizens that are living with these people?
They also maintained that human security should be perceived as the well-being of all individuals, hence the need for collective efforts in ending banditry in northwest Nigeria. In Abuja, Alika Okpanachi, Arua, Nta News.
The federal government is set for a synchronization of vaccination campaign with all countries sharing borders with Nigeria to strengthen efforts on disease surveillance and prevention. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pati, dropped the hint at the quarterly review meeting of the Northern Traditional Leaders Committee on Primary Health Care Delivery, presided over by His Eminence Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Sa'ad Abubakar. Olushaye Adeagbo reports.
These custodians of the people's culture have for decades been participating in national efforts to resolve Nigeria's public health challenges. With continued outbreak of diseases in the country and Nigeria's latest scheme of synchronizing its vaccination campaign with its neighboring nations, the Northern Traditional Leaders Committee (NTLC), a group of paramount rulers in northern Nigeria, are here getting acquainted with what is expected of them.
I think there's good information that there are many viruses that when we don't control them, we can export them, and we don't want to be in that position. I would like to use this opportunity to seek the collaboration of all your highnesses that are on the borders with Niger and with Chad to start planning for a campaign later in October so that we have the best possible campaign, because we have an effective tool, but vaccines only are useful if they result in vaccination.
We still need your help to reach the chronically missed children in insecure places. We need to reach them with not just polio vaccines, but all the other routine vaccines, health and nutrition services.
The first is helping make sure we have the right vaccination teams. We need people who are diligent, who are trusted by the community. And many of you have done a great job making sure we pick the right people.
While development partners applaud Nigerian government's efforts on vaccination, leadership of the NTLC has pledged continued support of members to all government policies and programs for citizens' well-being.
And urge you to continue to double your efforts. There are more challenges, but we know and we have no doubt within our minds and hearts we are ready to work for our people, for this country, and for humanity.
Nigeria might have achieved the white polio-free status, sustaining the record and meeting the target of ending circulating variants of the virus is also central in the discourse at this primary healthcare review meeting. In Abuja, Olushaye Adeagbo, Nta News.
The chairman and chief executive officer. Oh, sorry, that's not ready yet. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has emphasized that personal data and privacy of Nigerians, especially patients in hospitals, should remain classified except on request. He disclosed this at a training for health records practitioners by the Health Records Officers Registration Board of Nigeria in collaboration with the Nigeria Data Protection Commission in Abuja. Thomas Obetere has details.
The health sector, considered as one of the most sensitive, must not be handled with levity. Therefore, keeping good records of citizens in accordance with the Nigerian Data Protection Act of 2023 becomes expedient. A health record practitioner, Patricia Phillips Mshila, remarked that digital literacy is necessary to enhance professionalism in the health sector.
This training will enhance our capacity on data protection.
The Minister of State for Health, represented by the Senior Technical Assistant Obiajilu Ugbo, says the ministry is ready to work with relevant agencies to uphold the trust of those who they are meant to serve.
As we embrace digital health solutions, we must prioritize the trust and the confidentiality of patient data.
The Registrar and the CEO of the Health Record Officers Registration Board of Nigeria, Babagana Mustafa, and the National Commissioner of the Nigeria Data Protection Commission, Vincent Olatuji, said the collaboration is geared towards promoting personal data privacy and protection in the health sector.
Awareness program on data privacy and protection is up and very essential to all health professionals, most especially health record and information management practitioners.
The kind of personal information they collect here is sensitive, that requires additional safeguards to ensure that the data of data subjects is not used in any malicious manner.
While medical records officers are responsible for obtaining information from various healthcare professionals, the NDPC is a public institution that processes data in furtherance of public interests. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
This is the News Desk at 3 on Nta News 24. We now take a break. We'll be right back. The Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, has commended the officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces for their professionalism, patriotism, and daily sacrifices in their efforts to curb banditry in the Northwest and other security challenges in parts of the country. Marwa made the commendation during a courtesy visit by the National Coordinator of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Major General Adamu Laka, at the NDLEA's national headquarters in Abuja. The visit was to seek a collaboration between the NCTC and NDLEA. General Laka noted that there is a strong nexus between drugs and crimes. He also highlighted that with over 50,000 arrests in 3 years, the activities of NDLEA have disrupted crimes and struck a significant blow to the criminal organizations as well as activities that thrive on illicit drugs and substances. Brigadier General Marwa, in his remarks, however, commended the gallantry of men and women of the armed forces and called for support, particularly following a viral video of bandits celebrating the capture of a military armored vehicle stuck in a murky path in Kwashabawa, Zoromi local government area of Zamfara State. He urged Nigerians to stand with the military and other security agencies in the ongoing efforts to end all security challenges facing the country. Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, has declared today, Wednesday, 4th September 2024, as the first day of Rabiul Awal 1446 after Hijrah. This is contained in a statement signed by the Chairman, Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs of the Sultanate Council, Sokoto, Professor Sambo Wali Junaidu. Now, living up to its bidding of being a major fish hub that caters for the protein needs of the FCT and its environs, the popular Kado Fish Market has caught the attention of the FCT administration as the Capital Territory government plans to remodel the market to international standards. Abdullahi Ajia reports that this was revealed when the group managing director of one of FCTA agencies, Ambassador Maureen Tamuno, visited the market.
On a daily basis, this popular Kado fish market bubbles with huge transactions that contribute to the GDP of the FCT and the country since its establishment in the late 90s.
With the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President, he's poised to talking to the people. And that's why we have come.
to talk to the people, to carry the people along. They will be in the process of of the redevelopment plan, as it were. So it's a different ballgame. You can see they're happy about it.
Now, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has more prospects for the market with a plan to grow its viability while also taking care of the environmental concerns being generated from the fish business. This visit to the market by the GMD, Abuja Investment Company Limited, was for confidence building for a win-win partnership that will protect the business interest of the traders and government's desire for a befitting facility in the nation's capital.
Knowing the sensitive, important nature of this kind of market, it was good to come to see things for myself. And of course, because we're planning redevelopment of the market, there is a need to interface with the stakeholders, which is the market association and the market people indeed. Everything fishing in Abuja starts here and ends here, from seedlings to up to drying, which we have seen a lot of cold rooms. So it creates job for a lot of people. So our duty is to partner with them, discuss with them, collaborate with them, and see how we could remodel the facilities, because at the same time, it causes health hazard.
We go back and look at the prawns and see how we can partner with them. It's a good one. We will look at it and we'll move from.
This conversation is expected to yield results in an amicable way to resolve all grey areas, including out-of-court settlement for an ongoing litigation. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
And the distribution of fertilizer for the 2024 wet season farming has been launched in Kogi State as part of the government's commitment to enhancing agricultural productivity. The launch took place at the Kogi State Agricultural Development Project ADP Center in Lokoja. Ajibola Christopher's report is here presented.
Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo, while inaugurating the fertilizer distribution for the wet season farming, promised to transform Kogi State's agricultural sector. He announced the federal government's donation of 24 trucks of fertilizer to the state to combat food insecurity and poverty. He specified that 50% of the fertilizer will be allocated to farmers in Basa and Ibaji local government areas, while the remaining 50% will be distributed to farmers in other local government areas across the state.
It won't be business as usual. The era of politicizing, politician hijacking and selling fertilizer is over. I will be intentional in tracking these bags of fertilizer to ensure they are in the right places, in the right quantity, and at the right time in the right hands of our dear farmers.
The Kogi State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Timothy Ojoma, explained that the fertilizer distribution initiative marks a major milestone in Kogi State's agricultural sector, playing a crucial role in tackling food insecurity and eradicating hunger.
Your Excellency has demonstrated your commitment to agricultural development in the state by embarking on the State Green Revolution program that has engaged over 8,000 farmers in the state, supporting them with free tractorization, inputs, assorted fertilizers and chemicals. Your Excellency, we say thank you. Let us work together to make Kogi State the food basket of Nigeria.
Governor Dodo had launched the wet season farming initiative in Ajaokuta local government area.
The federal government has approved the establishment of a youth house in Abuja, an innovative gathering place to address the needs of young individuals from diverse cultural and social backgrounds. Minister of State for Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, stated this at a media conference in Abuja. Olayinka Ojo reports.
Since available white-collar jobs cannot cater for the teeming youth population globally, with Nigeria inclusive, finding a working and monitoring solution is of essence. Hence, the plan to establish a youth house. The youth house, when established, will serve as a point of convergence for youths of diverse backgrounds, and is expected to meet the consistent yearnings and aspirations of youths, such as unemployment, jobs, and wealth creation.
Goals of the youth house would be to help the youth develop important life skills such as leadership, teamwork, cooperations, and communication.
The initiative is a strategy of decentralizing access to government programs will not be limited to FCT alone. Youths will be exposed to skills that can be exported in the near future.
The youth greenhouse in all the local governments would be coordinated in partnership with all youth-related government agency and private sector.
In keeping to the pro-youth agenda of his government, President Bola Tinubu on August 27, 2024 gave approval for the establishment of a youth house in Abuja, an action that reaffirms his commitment to the welfare of Nigerian youths. Olainka Ojo, NTA News.
And that's the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. We thank you so much for being a part of it. I am Ogochkuka Ona.